Here we are at the Kennedy Space Center. Seeing all these rocket ships. Watch these rocket ships go and blast off and take guys up to the space. There's the Saturn rocket that went to the moon. Huge. The Gemini program. This is the Saturn 1B. This is what took them to the moon. It's a big rocket ship. Quite a plumbing job. We are Apollo. Rocket ship. Engine of the first stage. It's a big engine. Made a lot of noise. There's 5 of them. Okay, this is for the Saturn 1B. 8 of these babies. Okay.
Shuttle together. It's the final stop for the shuttle stack before its trip to the launch pad.
Even in the vastness of Kennedy Space Center, the VAB is quite a landmark.
In fact, we're looking at one of the largest buildings in the world. The VAB is 525 feet tall, and you could easily... Coming up on the right are the 3 identical tan-colored high bays of the Orbiter Processing Facility. Each bay can handle one of the 4 orbiters in the shuttle fleet. Straight from the landing strip. Inside the bays is a honeycomb of work platforms stacked 5 stories high. Technicians use the platforms to reach, maintain, and inspect the various systems that make the orbiter the most complex machine ever to take to the air.
Many of the most critical functions have 2 complete backup systems to ensure crew safety.
Here already, I think Endeavor's been used 16 times. And Discovery's up in the 20s somewhere, so every once in a while they have to take them back out to the manufacturer to have work done on them. They piggyback them, they take them out on the top of a 747. And guess where that crane is going? That crane is going right down where we're going. Which just means you get a slower view of some of the equipment. That's turned down Launcher Road. And just a little, see the blue line coming out here? That blue line goes down to the towway. The towway then cuts over up to the shuttle landing facility. When the shuttle lands, it comes, they tow it back to the orbiter processing facility along that blue line. The nose we
Track vehicle in the world.
And they originally put that together there and had to take it apart, I understand.
They assembled all the track drives separately up there in front before they was tore down.
And they had to bring up here.
Generate electrical power for the motors that
They like the pads are about 2 ton apiece.
of this size is a highly trained crew of about 20 engineers and technicians.
It also takes approximately 150 gallons of diesel fuel for every mile that it travels. That's 35 feet to the gallon weight. It's used to test some of the cables and the lifting devices inside the vehicle assembly building. They fill that with water, and once filled with water, it weighs 72 tons. Over here on the left is the solid rocket propellant processing facility. The solid rocket booster segments come in on rail cars in these yellow containers. They come in. Before I start that, though, when we get around that side, if you look at the vehicle assembly building, right down in the center at the base, you'll see a double door and 2 single doors where people can come out of the building. Here are the doors that the people come out with, the 456-foot doors that the rockets come out of.
Directly adjacent to the vehicle assembly building is the Launch Control Center, the electronic brain of Launch Complex 39. It's the home base of a complicated computer system that oversees the entire checkout and launch process of the space shuttle.
3 days before liftoff, this was an extremely busy place. That's when the countdown for launch starts. About 200 members of the launch team are stationed in the primary firing room, checking and double-checking.
It's too cold, Terry. I bet so Ja, ik ga het. They put one tap of each other, 2 seconds.
Well, this one rocketed off Challenger's maiden flight, 1983. Luckily, it wasn't on the last flight of the Challenger. We wouldn't be able to view it.
Others, that there absolutely be no smoking or flash photography. Thank you.
This is the firing room, launch control for the Apollo missions. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon. The tragedy of Apollo 1 had put us a year and a half behind. We were making up for it in one big leap, and we were doing it with a rocket that no man had ever flown before. It was a few days before Christmas, 1968, when Apollo 8 sat on the pad. She was the first of a new kind, a moon rocket. This was the Phoenix, risen from the ashes of Apollo 1. The first Apollo crew did not die in vain. This was to be their testament. "36 stories high, she had been fully fueled throughout the night. The liquid oxygen in her tanks caused ice to form on the outside of the craft. The extreme temperature differences between the air and the sub-zero fuel caused the metal skin of the rocket to expand and contract. Everyone who was on the pad agreed. It was as though the rocket was alive, breathing, straining at the leash. Earlier in the morning, asked power of an atomic bomb. As the clock counted down, the astronauts and all of us in launch control went through the pre-flight checks. Our hands on the controls of the most powerful, most complex machine ever built. It had over 2 million separate systems. And to bring these men back alive, everything had to work perfectly embraced.
Attention all personnel, the countdown clock will start on my mark at T-minus 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, mark.
This is launch control, T-minus 3 minutes and back. We have completed our communications checks with the Apollo 8 astronauts in the cabin and the communications are controlled.
We verify press complete on, kill that mark.
That's big. That's a big baby. Whoa. Saturn V. Here comes the lander. How big this guy is. Jeez.
All the modules sitting out on the station small round.
We can't go walk down
They
there.
have a large box on the floor sitting between Leonardo and Montiel.
Does everything walk? Does everything
Russia.
Wanted to get a picture of the space shuttle and the tanks. See how big that is.